that closes around the firing pin, and got this kind of sleeve here that guides the loading. And to close up the top, I've been very innovative. Not many guns use a piece of wood. So there we go. It's going to close up. But it's in keeping with my original plan here. Whatever it takes to make it work. So the next major step is to start get the stock fitted. Once we get that done, we work on the other end, the barrel and the ejector tube and so forth. Well, we've almost got a gun here. Things have changed since we last looked. I reshaped that and got a little finish on it. Put a barrel on here. Put a little attachment on here. And now we're going to do some together putting. We've made the ejector. This end fits in the socket here. This goes over the other end and attaches it to the frame. Before we install the ejector, we have this little piece of wood to put on there. I whittle that out. Put a little piece of ebony on the end there. I haven't dolled this gun up a lot, but I just couldn't resist that. So we put that on. Here we have it assembled. By loosening this screw here, this tube can be rotated to where the pusher tab is on the top or sticking out the side. We'll decide how we finally want to do it. But it works just like the single action Colt. Here's another nice little piece of wood I whittled out. This is Oklahoma walnut. It's got some pretty nice figure in it. About 40 years ago, back in the 60s, a portable sawmill outfit came through here and bought wood from all the farmers and ranchers. Got in and saw down their walnut trees and saw them up into stock blanks on the spot. And they had rejects, and this is some of the reject. This here is, I had to plug a knot hole in there, and this was spongy here. I had to fill that a little bit, but it still makes a pretty nice looking stock. So we're going to put that on now. I've put a rod in here, and the stock gets put on with a nut on the back end here. Here we are with our ebony butt cap. I mentioned ebony before. I got ebony at in Africa at an ebony sawmill in what is now Tanzania back in about 1975. I have a lot of pieces of it, not very big pieces. Ebony doesn't make very big pieces because it's not a big tree. Anyway, it's ebony, probably the only ebony work being done in Oklahoma right now. Well, here we are as a complete gun. Look at the other. Here's the other side. The way the loading gate works and so forth. A few little points here. I have to take that little pin off and so forth. Otherwise, we're pretty well complete. Now I'm going to put it up to my shoulder as a complete gun for the first time. Here it is between a couple of 97 Winchesters. Barrel is shorter, of course. The trigger pull to butt plate is about the same. I measured that to be the same. And the distance between this here and the sight line is about the same. There is quite a bit of difference in the hold height from below the sight line due to the shape of the gun. Otherwise, it points pretty well. Not conventional at all, but there's nothing conventional about it. Now I'm going to weigh them and see how we get on weight. It's not an accurate scale, of course, but this shows that we're about 8 3/4 pounds. About 8 3/4 pounds. The Winchester weighed about 8 1/4. The comparison is probably pretty good, whether the weights are accurate or not. Probably 1/2 pound heavier than the Winchester. Of course, the production model of this gun can be lightened considerably. Before we quit, I put my name on it, and that little hole there was in there for lining the barrel when I welded it. You can see the weld is around here. I put a little piece of ivory in there. That's going to act as an unconventional rear sight. Anyhow, we got there. Got a working gun. Now I have to do my test firing. To be continued. Well, we fired it about 50 rounds now, and we've proved that it works. Strangely enough, I didn't get a lot of blow-by here. I was able to hold it out there, and with my arm in the usual place here, if my arm was bare, you could feel it with a certain amount of force, but with the sleeve, through your sleeve, you didn't feel it at all. Anyway, since we last looked, I think I did this checkering on the side here. Checkering on the other side too. And done a little cleaning up of things that were not as well as needed to be in the design department. One, I had a latch here that kept latching in the hold-up position when I was trying to shoot, so I put on a positive latch, and it's kind of a clumsy-looking thing, but it does the job and has a detent built into it. I don't know if we can get close enough to see it, but there's a spring inside the latch. I didn't have space up in there to do it, so I put the little ball rod on the end with the spring, and it latches, and it really latches. As the farmer said to the blacksmith told the farmer, it ain't much for pretty, but she's hell for stout. Anyway, it works and solved that problem. I had a loading problem. We were loading the thing, and each time you had to pull the lever to turn the cylinder, and had to have it lined up the right place for the slot here so the round would go in or come out. I need to have a freeing method for turning the cylinder, so I built that in. Let's look at that. we looked at the device that lines the barrel up to shoot. So I decided to use that. I mean, that's what holds it from rotating, so I had to do something to lift that so that it would free the cylinder to rotate. So that's what I did. I built a little device in here. You lift the lever some, then you push this to the side, which holds it to the side here, which enables you to turn the cylinder. All it did was shove something under the end of the locking lug there, and to put it back to normal, you just push it back here, and we're back to normal. There it went in place. Anyhow, all of the functional things are working right. I think we have completed that. Look at the other side here. I think I said that we had done the checkering on both sides and did a little bit more cosmetic stuff up on top here. Put the serial number on it, 11324, which is my birthday. Here's the date, Roman numerals for 2009. And here we are in Aardvark, Oklahoma. So, the gun is, for all intents and purposes, completed. Now we're going to shoot it. This has been a fun project to me. Put a lot of effort into it. And I'm probably not going to ever make anything more that took more effort than that. So the next thing and final thing will be the shooting.
All right.
Well, let's look around and see what we can find. There we go. What's this? I guess one didn't get away anyhow. Well, to be continued. Meanwhile, we're back at the ranch. Here we are, hanging on a rack again. I really came in here to look for something. There it is. No, that's not exactly it. Might as well read it while we're here. Oh, there we go. And I really appreciate your looking in on my little project here.